Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to muck ice dye and mock turtleneck. Start by deciding where you want the center of your spiral to be, give it a little pinch, and then spiral it up. And once I get the spiral going, you'll notice I incorporate my other hand, and I'm pulling the shirt out and around, and I'm wrapping it up. I find that this helps with the pleats. You don't want the pleats to be overlapping. You want to try to make them as level as possible. That way you get good dye saturation. If you're new to tie-dyeing, don't be afraid of doing long sleeve projects. They're not hard at all. It's just an extension of the fabric. And you just make pleats in those long pieces of fabric and then wrap them around. And actually, long sleeves are kind of nice because they just sort of button everything up for you. I like to secure my spirals by using rubber bands, but you could also use kite string. It's just a matter of preference. I got these rubber bands off of Amazon, and I think they work great for this size of a spiral. I have a link for them down below in the description box, along with everything else that I use for tie-dye, so go ahead and check that out. Since this project is going to be dyed in the muck, you want to find a container that's similar in size to the project, and I have found that these bowls that you can get up at the Dollar Tree work perfectly. Now take a washable marker and mark out your pattern. Now it's time for the fun part. We get to add the dye. And the weather is getting cooler, and this is a mock turtleneck long sleeve, and I was thinking Christmas. So I chose this monochromatic look, and I picked out some reds. And I'm really excited about this one because it does turn out really pretty. Hot hibiscus and light red, they're more like a hot pink fuchsia color, so I thought it would sort of break up the darker, deeper reds. And I was thinking of, you know, that jelly cranberry sauce that your grandmother would always plop out on a dish and set out next to the turkey? I don't know why, I thought like that reminded me of that. It's more of a burgundy color, but that's what I was thinking when I was choosing my colors, that glob of ocean spray jelly. Ugh, I can't do it. We have a minute here, so I'll tell you about the top. I ordered it off of Amazon because I think it's a really super cute style, but you can never trust the descriptions of Amazon because sometimes the fabric is nothing like they say it's going to be. This is advertised as 95% rayon, 5% spandex. So I started with the extra small, just in case. You know, I don't want to waste a bunch of dye on a 2XL to find out that it's actually polyester. So I was pleasantly surprised. This actually is rayon, 5% spandex. It held the dye very well, and I think it's a really cute style. I will put a link for it down below in the description box, so after you watch this and you're interested in buying some, click on that link. If you click the links, it does help my channel. I get a few cents for every click and purchase that's made. So I'm just being transparent about that. You know, if you're going shopping and you're going to be buying, you know, I don't know, hemostats, you know, use my link because it does help a very little bit and I appreciate it. Now grab a mask and give your shirt a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure. And then you want to add your ice. Look at the dye just pop. Oh, these colors, they're so exciting. I love them. So when adding your ice, you want to add enough to cover it, but your project doesn't need to float in several inches. You know, it's not going to completely submerge your garment. Just enough ice that it covers it, melts through, and it maybe has like an inch or so of muck water. And this is what it looks like after the ice is melted. And let it batch for 24 to 48 hours after the ice melts. I let this shirt batch for the full 48 hours, and I'll tell you why. First off, because I wasn't sure of the fabric content, so I wanted to give it a fighting chance. And then secondly, my sun porch area where I do my dyeing, the temperatures are cooler now and it's dipping down around 65 degrees at night. So I wanted to give this shirt the best chance to have the most vibrancy. After 48 hours, the soda ash and the dye are no longer chemically reacting, so anything past 48 hours is unnecessary. I see a lot of people do, you know, 5 days. That's fine, but you're not going to get any more color. So I just want to make note of that. Now on to the rinsing process. So you want to start by using cold water. That's going to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fabric. And then you want to gradually increase the water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. From here, I take it to the washing machine and I do a plain hot water cycle. I do a second hot water cycle using Kirillon, formerly known as Synthropol. And then I do a third hot water cycle using Millsoft to bring softness back into the fabric after the dyeing process. And I get all of those from Dharma Trading Company, and I have links listed below in the description box. That way it makes it easy for you guys to find. And then I put it in the dryer and we will come back and see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our mock turtleneck after it's been washed and dried, and I think it turned out really pretty. I know I say that about everything, but this is really pretty. So I'm super happy to report that this material is what it says it is, rayon and spandex, because it held the dye beautifully. The jungle red is the color that looks a little bit orangey, and I think that's okay because, you know, it's fall and winter and it gives contrast. So for those of you that are new to dyeing and have never muck dyed and you're scared about it because you think, oh my gosh, my project is just going to turn all one color. Well, as you can see, that doesn't happen. And I wish I could explain why it doesn't happen. It's just magic, you guys. It's the magic of tie-dyeing. Because I don't know why. Because you would think it would just turn all one color, but it really doesn't. And you can see the muck lines in there. They're the sort of the dark lines that run all the way through it. Let's see, right there in the jungle red, you can see little specks of black lines. That's the muck dye. So you see, muck dyeing is nothing to be afraid of, and I think you should give it a try. So what do you guys think of this shirt? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.